Hello, hello. On the lanes right now are Andrew Terrian and Brittany Underwood, 6 and 5, and welcome to the Pro Series, last event of the regular season here on Candlepin Bowling Network. We are at Alley Cat Lanes in Kingston, Massachusetts. Bit of a rough start to this one, apologies. And my name is Greg Gouillart. We'll be joined later by Kevin Burns and Paul Grant with all-day coverage of these 5-string qualifiers, and then later, the knockout round. Top 24 of this 5-string qualifier will advance. Top 8 will get a bye. Andrew Terrian on your right side, you see here, starts with a 9 box and has a chance for this spare and just missed the 2-pin. Also on lane 5, Sherelle Nealand, and on lane 6 as well, Dean Sullivan. 5-string qualifier, got a packed field here, the men's and women's tournament separately. Underwood begins with a spare after that 10 box. Terrian, of course, deals on the left side of the lane. Brittany Underwood, a previous champion with Tim Douglas in Augusta, Maine, the 1-7-10 Sports Center in the mixed doubles competition. She loads 8 on the spare. And I'll take a moment now just to catch up on score. Welcome everybody watching on Facebook and YouTube today. And there we go, scores are correct for these bowlers as you see them. We met Andrew Terrian previously at Agawam Bowl, taking part in our Candlepins for Cancer fundraiser. Underwood's got a good hit here and showing why she was the champion previously. She's got the 6, 9, and 10. Terrian, 4 horsemen left side. Andrew runs it down, he's got a spare. Underwood luckless, she's on the 6-9, nothing doing. 9. Give me a moment here to get this set up here. That's 6 out on the left side, so a diamond left for Terrian, and that'll be 44 through 4. Half Worcester for Brittany. Yes, ran it down. 6 and another on the diamond, which only goes 1 and 4 times. We'll leave it up there for you. And Brittany's third ball collects a lot of sticks. That's going to be 8 after all. And that's a good half, 55, just at that 1 mark. Great pinning to back that up. Still getting the tech in order here. Got situated right here, but lanes 5 and 6 will be where we have the final here at Alley Cat Lanes in Kingston, Massachusetts. Now up is Sherelle Nealand and Dean Sullivan. 5-string qualifier. These are separate men's and women's tournaments taking place as always. The women just having the 5-string qualifier and determine the winner. Shannon Scribner, our previous champion in Augusta. Scott LaPierre at high 5 for the men. And it's those pinfall totals that will actually be a primary determinant of who makes it to the Pro Series playoffs at the end. Dean Sullivan, the Dean of the Palace as they called him on King of the Palace. And that's why a hammer like that to start it off. Sherelle Nealand wearing her Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour shirt. Second ball coming up here. Or third ball, excuse me. Dean Sullivan starting off with a big strike. I'll go over Pro Series standings in just a moment. Sherelle grabs sticks on the third one. That'll be 5 in the first. 4 and 3, Blanca Gacharna and Lori Lewis. Blanca, I believe, is top of the shop in the ladies' side of things. 7 to start out. Nealon's got a chance here. 1, 3, 6, and 7. Not head-to-head. Dean Sullivan puts a good bid on that and adds 2 more to his strike fill. 10 plus the value of the next 2. That's 19 through 1. It's an accurate second shot for Nealon. Sullivan with 9, so 28 for 2. And Nealon to 10. Again, welcome to everyone joining in. I might repeat this intro a few more times just for everyone's benefit. This is Candlepin Bowling Network live here at Alley Cat Lanes in Kingston, Massachusetts. Pleasure to be here behind lanes 5 and 6. This building is Candlepin. They've got a 10-pin building right down the way. Home house of Tim Douglas is in the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour. He's doing well in the Pro Series standings. Sullivan and Diamond. Nealon unfortunate. That's going to be a 5-7, 9-10. 2 more for Drew. Dean, I'm so sorry. Nicely pinned out for 10. Only the 1 pin left standing. A for Nealon. Top 24 will advance out of this 5-string qualifier, both this shift now and the 12 o'clock, sorry, it's 12 o'clock now, 2 o'clock local time shift coming on up. Got 10 lanes in use right now, and an even more full noon shift later on. A 1-2-10 for Sullivan. Nealon's first ball gets away. Pleasure to have you joining us for as much as you can. Nealon's score happens to be correct, 23 through 3. Thank you for the correction, John. Sullivan's third ball. Nealon goes ahead, as is her right, of course. The lanes are not strictly attached, so no need to wait. If you're set to go and the other one isn't, no problem. 8 box. For Jarrell, and Sullivan pins out nicely for a 10. Again, still only the 1 pin left standing. 5 strings, those extra pins could add up, and we could see him later if he keeps this up. Separate men's and women's tournaments. Looking around, it looks like Brittany Underwood's 55 half is currently out in front. Remember, previous champion with Tim Douglas in Augusta 1-7-10. Having a bit of an issue with the technology here. The temptation existed for me to get up and help. They were fixing the scoreboard, making sure that Nealon got her 31 through 4 as they should. Sullivan's 48 through 4 is correct, so he's got a strike in 2 10 boxes. Great Mendy's scoring system here. Bayberry Bowl in Spencer, Massachusetts uses it as well, and Acton Bowlodrome used to before they switched to a Cubica system, if I recall correctly. Sullivan waiting for the adjacent lane and its maintenance, so Nealon will go ahead. Second ball. Throw a strike ball here. This goes. That's good pins. 3 more to get. And a 7 box for a 38 half. So Sullivan's 5th box now. He's got the head pin this time, and he has a 3-5-6, so he's 4 for 5 on the head pin. He will not pick up this triangle. Underwood's first ball gets away. Brittany Underwood. And Dean Sullivan collects the 10 and sits down on a 58 half. Good second ball for Brittany, 5-9. And we'll stick with 8 on that. Back-to-back 8s. Andrew Tarian is now back up on lane 6. Regular season finale today. To answer Nico's question in chat, regular season finale today, playoffs on April 3rd at Leda Lanes in Nashua, New Hampshire. That's going to sound very familiar to some of you because Easter Classic, of course, is also coming up Easter Sunday, also at Leda Lanes, as it always does. Ray Simino's Easter Classic, that is. Tarian's spare fill is 3, then got a good second ball on that. He turns it into a 9, so it turns a profit in the end. Scorpion tail kick takes it for Underwood. She's got 10. Five-string qualifier, 10 lanes in use, and more to come at the 2 p.m. local time shift. Tarian takes out 4. Underwood, oh, good hit, and this goes for a strike. Her second mark. Tarian's got 6 pins, and he got that cluster of 6. That's a tricky one to come back from. Took out the remaining 4 columns, and that's his 3rd mark in the last 4. Thank you for the cross post to the chat. Head pin, 7 for Andrew. Brittany takes out just 3 or 4, excuse me, it's 4. And that's on the first ball anyway, still filling the strike. 2-4-6 for the man from Western Mass. Third ball's coming up for each. Unfortunately, Brittany's strike fill remains 4. Missed an opportunity there. A 9 there. And we'll stick with a 4 on Brittany's side. It was great to see them mixed doubles. Really great to see men and women on the big stage at the end there. Hopefully with greater female turnout, we could see multiple great Pro Series events taking place. And see everyone on the biggest stage of one of the marquee events of the Candlepin circuit. 2-6 for Tarian. 3 out for Underwood. Still 4 strings, still plenty of time. I tell you, Tarian put a good bid on it. Underwood gets it to go. Yes, she did. Showing you how to stay resilient in this game of bowling. Spare in the 10th, and one last ball to come up. Tarian's 10 brings him to 102. A good string working with that 3-mark span he had. Last ball for Brittany Underwood. Off target, and that's 4. So, still 3-mark 105. Good to see you in chat, Tim Douglas. We look forward to seeing you later. Doing very well in the Pro Series standings. We'll have more on that update in just a moment. Split for Tarian. That's a 3-4-7-10 as Nealon takes lane 5. About the best he could do. That's 2 accurate shots for Andrew. Sherelle off to the left. Let's see if this wood wires. It looked like it would. Sent behind. You saw that reaction. That's fine, all told. You never know when that extra stick might matter. Third ball for Nealand. Follow the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour page on Facebook and on YouTube as well, but primarily Facebook for the live coverage to see all the great events. Both professional and developing bowlers at many houses across New England. Jarrell Nealon, 43 through 6. Dean Sullivan, 2-4. Got Wood behind. Yes. His second mark after a string of 3 straight 10 boxes. Jarrell spills a few. One more ball coming up. Nine out, good sticks on that one. Sullivan spare fill. It's a good one, it's 7. Got rid of the exterior pins. Top 24 advance, top 8 get a bye. Every stick will matter in this 5-string qualifier. Gone. Dean Sullivan, who's only missed 1 single head pin, has 3 marks now. And has put a good bit on just about everything else. Nealon's got a chance here. When she turns around, she'll find she has a 4-pin cluster with a piece of wood sticking out in front. Looks pretty flat. I worry that piece in back might deflect it away. Let's see if she can drive through. Yep, hit it on the left side trying to get the propeller effect going. Didn't go. Spare fill again for Sullivan. He crossed over on this one, 3-7. And another dandy. Average spare fill 6.5. He's doing better than that. 3-7 would be something. I'm not sure this wood is really helpful. It looks rather horizontal. Sent it off the 3-pin, and indeed the wood was useless. About the best he could do with that. Nealon got head pin. That's a 9-drop. I didn't update that last 9 box, excuse me, on 61, and a chance to build on that. Sullivan 10. About as good as it gets. Jarrell lost it, unfortunately. Too bad. That was one of her better shots in the string. And she will take 9 out of this. 70 through 9. Taking a peek around. I see Lori Lewis is on 77 through 8. Blanca Gacharna is working a good string right now. She's on 86 through 9. That's her on lane 4. You'll see her 10th box in just a moment off screen. Dean Sullivan with a huge hammer while I had my back turned looking for scores. 113 plus 2. And Nealon runs this one down for a spare in the 10th. Justin Kochi on lane 7. So is Mike Legender. Sullivan gets 7 to start that strike fill, guarantees him 120s. Nealon spare fill. Good recovery there, it's 5. Too bad to only get thin contact on that, but a good end to that string is something to build on for the ones to come. Sullivan's got the 6, 8, 10. Good luck with this one. The fill is 7 on the strike, unfortunately, not getting sticks. But a great string, consider any pro string 120 and above for the men is tremendous. And Sullivan will better that almost by 3. Goodness, look at the pin action on that. 129. 9 for 10 on the head pin. That's that for this. Now all bowlers will rotate 1 lane over, so we will soon see, I believe, it's Alicia Record and Blanca Gacharna in just a moment. Clear the scoreboard away. Single-handed right now. My name is Greg Gouillart here for Candlepin Bowling Network. Forgive me as I rummage through and get all the scores I can. There's one more update I wanted to share with y'all, and it was this. So, last event was the Lakeside Lanes random draw 3-man teams. Shannon Scribner, 623, dwarfing the field by almost 80 pins. Blanca Gajarna was in second, still a very decent 547. I mean, Shannon Scribner on those last 3 strings, the bowler out of Maine had 149, 147, 112. And that's why her bio with Paul Grant spans many, many pages as well. The signal to all move has happened right here. So top 3 in the ladies' side in the random draw 3-man teams, well, a 5-string qualifier in their case, Shannon Scribner, Blanca Gajarna, and Alicia Cowley. Glennis McKinley and Sonia Johnson rounding out the top 5. And for the men, Scott LaPierre, Danny Harris, John Winchell, J.J. Turigny to our delight, and Jimbo Aon. Good to see J.J. with his breakout success right here. And another Maine bowler in Scott LaPierre leading the way. Brittany Underwood moves over to lane 6. That's his Alicia record. Both bowled on the same mixed worlds teams, which Alicia is wearing the shirt of. For a fitness center, I believe it is. Alicia, same foot, same arm. 1, 3, 5, 8, 9. Or try this third ball. Oh, it's coming up for each. Underwood remembered that 101 previously. And a 9. And a 7 for Alicia. I believe Chris Jones is on that team as well. At Luca Charna. Great to cover that event. Last edition of what is in Leda Lanes in Nashua, New Hampshire. And Mixed World has been announced for this year as well. Let me just remind myself. The weekend of Mixed Worlds will be June 21st, 22nd, and 23rd at Academy Lanes in Haverhill, Massachusetts. Brittany Underwood with a spare in her second. A reminder, folks, do not click the spam links in chat. Via, I mean you, will get that banned. And, of course, you are watching Game Day Live here, so please don't click any of the links. Thank you very much. I hit a button. I hope it worked. Sparefill is 7 for Underwood. Trying to catch this wood and roll it over. Didn't get the pin action she was after. That was a pretty good wall shot. Records try. 1, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10. Still has it all there for the third ball. A 9 for Brittany. Nothing worse than 9 to start out. Record, get the head pin. Yes. Oh, it's a perfect out. 4 becomes 10. Getting better all the way. 7, 9, and 10. Actually, we can see 2 same-footed bowlers, Andrew Therrien. Now, the coaches would usually say is, you know, do it like a normal walking motion. You bowl off the left foot and swing with your right arm, just like you would if you're going for a stroll on the beach or wherever. But for some bowlers, they find success with the same-footed technique. Yeah, isn't it funny, Nico? Sometimes the link spam is just, it's sort of a backhanded way of seeing that we're maybe growing some clout to some certain degree. Oh, who knows? Underwood gets 10 out of that. Nicely pinned. Riker grabs a stick or 2. No, the 5-pin won't drop. $8. Batting for the Cyclone effect. 7, 8, 9, 10. Brittany to conclude her half. Gets that setback shot. That piece of wood that does nothing ever. Buzz that head pin into the 2-pin, and the wood just topples over. In fact, it actually dropped in the channel this time around. Ringers Again, got those vertical stacks. That seems to be her leave du jour. Yes, Underwood gets it to go. The diagonal sweeper. See how happy she is about that one. Her second mark. 55 in a ball at this half. That's very good. You would estimate about, could be on pace for about 110 or even more than that. And the previous Pro Series champion, event champion I should specify, well on her way. Record does well to grab 3 sticks out of that, half the pins on the third ball. $8. Good to see you all here. Of course, the marquee event in just a moment will be the playoff matches and a separate broadcast. But if you wouldn't mind hitting the like button on this video, the thumbs up button, it'll allow more people to see this great game and these great men and women giving it their all in the Pro Series here at Alley Cat Lanes in Kingston, Massachusetts. Sorry, Sherelle, let me get that name on the board. And let me get that spare on the board, taking out that 610 with wood. Blanca Gacharna. A lot of bowling siblings, Fernando and Louise. And younger sister Carla. Now she's hit the buzzer, unfortunately. The foul lasers are on, and I believe it's going to be a 7 box, if I'm not mistaken. They are operative here. Not every Candlepin Center has them, but when they are, I mean, it's probably how it should be, honestly. You know, whenever the technology exists, it should be employed. Of course, resources aren't infinite in Candlepin, but as much standardization as you can to make it all fair and square is great. It's a 6 box, in fact. She's right back in there. Oh boy, I thought that was a good hit. The pins disagree vehemently. 4, 5, 7, 8, 10. Nealon, carbon copy leave. 8 fill in another. Can make her living at the copy machine as far as we know. Blanca, yes, that goes. Clever shot on the 4-8. Spin the wood into the 10, and a great recovery. This is the second string of 5. Nealon's spare fill is 3. Gacharna. Oh no, that's 2. That is the 1-2 chiseled out. I suppose the quibble is the ball was tailing away on her, but that is a brutal outcome for a sensational shot earlier. Nealon's got a strange leave as well. 1, 3, 4, 5, 7. That's for the third ball. Let's see if this goes. Nope, only one split miracle a day, I guess. Though actually, these sticks are still crumbling, and that one's down in the channel as well. Actually did not miss that by much at all. Nealon, after 2 spares, has a 7. It is 38 through 3. Blanca will still content herself with her 9. Gacharna 27 through 3. What a strange game Candlepin is. Current Ladies Pro Series standings right now as they stand. Blanca Gacharna is top right now, like way out in front. Sonia Johnson and Amy Doobie way back. She will want to finish decently, but I think if she does, she should be the odds-on favorite to take the Bowler of the Year title for the women. The Pro Series math is a little complicated. I've tried to look into it, but it varies from event to event, so it's really not conducive to explaining on the broadcast. Apologies. Gacharna's pinning out the spread eagle quite well. Nealon, third ball, grabs 3 more for a 7. Oh, get over 10. You were hit. 8 box for Gacharna. Paul Grant will join me later. Kevin Burns is in the field right now, but he'll join with updates as well. Of course, this is a knockout bracket, so we'll see all the comparisons live on screen here, including the finals here on lanes 5 and 6 at Alley Cat Lanes. Nealon's got a chance here. 1, 2, 4, and 8. Gacharna, the 4 horsemen right side. 1, 3, 6, and 10. Just wide of that. Not head-to-head. These are just 5-string qualifiers. Lanes 3 through 12 in use here. It's 32 lane facility, 16 on this side of the house and 16 on the other here in Kingston, as well as 10 pin as well. 9 boxes each. So 44 for Blanca on a brutal spare fill where she hit that head pin, and Sherelle Nealon with 2 spares and a 54 half. It brings up Alicia Record and Brittany Underwood again. We're on the same Worlds team, Mixed Worlds team year before last as well. D-Generation X. Those green shirts were sleek, I tell you. Probably one of the best in that tournament. That was at Academy Lanes in Haverhill. A 10 box for Underwood. Been perfect in the last 3, getting all the pins down she's seen. Underwood's try. Just didn't get that break right to left she's after. If she can get that to curl in, I think she'll have a better result. As it is, it's 8. Brittany, you see the power she throws it with, though. And that's produced a good leave despite hitting the 6 pin. And that's a center hay bale of sorts. Record still waiting for her customary ball break to return. It can go. It'll be tougher, though. All the pins are on the left side, and she's going to attack it from the right. But she's crossed over on this and put a pretty good bid on it, all told. Underwood 8. Brittany's at 76 through 7. And Alicia grabs one more stick, and that's 9. I see my mistake, sorry. Underwood at the Caleri. This is 5 pins to get. Ooh, 9 pin tumbled the wrong way for Alicia. Box in the second string for Underwood. And a 10 for Alicia. Record is on 69 through 8. With half Worcester. Brittany's throwing it with pretty good power, just not getting it all the way over, and unfortunately driving straight through the 3 pin. Just that little more. She can get herself back into that event championship form. Record's trying to carve through these pins any which way. That's not a bad crack at it. Triangle 6, 6, 9, 10. 1, 5, 6, and 8 for Underwood. Goodness, what good does a head pin do if it's just going to do that? Record pins out well for 10. Scores correct as you see them. Except that I'm having a look here. I'm showing Sherelle on a 6.5, but I'm not sure how that occurred, to be honest with you. I could distinctly remember there was a 18 box there, and I'm not sure what occurred. Seek that clarification in a second. And the 7 box for Brittany. 6 box, excuse me. 97. And Gouillart finishes with an 8 box for 87. Well, I suppose Nealon's official score is 46, but have to check in on that. Hello to you, Scott and Raleigh. Good to see you. Nealon's third ball at this single pin. Just sticks with the 9 she's got. Blanca again pinning a nightmare, and unfortunately it's going to be 4. 48 through 6. The pins have the tendency to misbehave if you don't drive them down just right. You got to really convince them. Great to see you all here on Candlepin Bowling Network. We are live on Facebook and YouTube. We tend to slightly recommend YouTube for higher quality, but great to have you here no matter which platform you're watching on. Candlepin Bowling Network in both places. Looking forward to covering this. And of course, looking forward to covering the Pro Series playoffs, which will be April 3rd. Of course, for the women, this is their playoffs in effect. Top of the leaderboard will take Bowler of the Year title. It could be Blanca Gacharna. Nealon drops 9. In the 7th box, that wood in front of the right side. This time it doesn't work out for her, unlike the candy bars she had the last time. Gacharna gets her spare, and it's 58 in the ball through 7. Sherelle will stick with a 9, 64 through 7. Blanca chatting with Lori Lewis next door. We'll see her next, along with Allie Barber. Great bowler and co-organizer, along with husband Dave. Blanca's spare fill is 5. Got the 5 and 9 pins hiding behind the 1 and 3 with the 8 pin as well. Second string of 5 from Alley Cat Lanes in Kingston, Massachusetts. Third ball gets away for Nealon, 7. Blanca unlucky on that third ball. It'll go straight through for an 8. Current men's Pro Series standings, Joey Lister after his second event victory between this and Millis doubles, along with Craig Holbrook. He's way out in front, although not distantly in front of Tim Douglas, who's got his own victories. Both in Augusta with Brittany Underwood, as well as the Sanford Singles Knockout. Also in the top 8, Scott LaPierre, Aaron St. Cyr, Danny Harris, Jimbo Ayotte, reigning Bowler of the Year and Pro Series champion, John Winchell, and Chris Merrill, top 8. Blanca spare, 4-7. And a 10. Good to see you, Michael. Doing well. Hope you are as well. Pleasure to have you either way. Blanca's spare fill in a moment. First, Sherelle. Out of the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour. And Mixed Worlds in her own right. 8. Phil. 4-7, plank in front. Blanca Gacharna has a 3 fill. Feels 2, 5, and 3. Good second ball for Nealon. Guarantees her a string in the 90s. This stick will get away for 9 and a 90. Blanca grabs one more for a 9, and she finishes with a 93. So again, Brittany Underwood looking strong in the early going, I would say. Just eyeballing the field, though. And for those of you later, Dave Barber reminding everyone that the 50-50 is being sold right now. A great way to increase the prize fund as well. So if any of you out there are the bowlers coming to the 2 p.m. shift or coming by to spectate here at Alley Cat Lanes in Kingston, Massachusetts, do please consider supporting the 50-50. Support these bowlers. And maybe yourself. You never know. Third string will come up in just a moment. Remaining bowlers are finishing out. We'll clear the scoreboard here in the meantime. Getting progressively better at the filibuster, hopefully. Well, let's take a look here. So remember, top 8 in the Pro Series standings for the men will advance. For the women, 7 have registered for the Pro Series. Hopefully many more in the future. Blanca Gacharna is top of that list and is the current favorite to take over. Taking a look around, we have a 108 elsewhere in the field. We're going to see them in just a moment. I believe it to be Allie Barber. I will verify that. No, excuse me, it might be Lori Lewis. I'm sorry. But I did. But hey, that was pretty good. For some reason, Allie didn't want me to see her 108. That's pretty good. It brings her up to 197 through 2. Bowlers speak fluent sarcasm. Blanca Gacharna, Sonia Johnson, Amy Doobie, top 3. For the men also, I mentioned the top 8. We also have Holbrook, Woodside, Craig Holbrook and Ed Woodside, Matt Susie, Sean Baker, Nick Norcross, Tim Susie, no relation, Scott Douglas, Austin Barnes, Corey Packard, Mark Smith, JJ Turigny, Dave Barber, Chris Winiars, Bob Whitcomb, Jonathan Boudreau, and Nick Zuffalato. Nick, of course, a Pro Series organizer as well. Along with the names I mentioned before, Nate Lees, Lori Lewis. And Samantha as well, I can't forget her. They and their printer do a lot of work, good work back there, I tell you what. Corey Packard, Matt Susie, and Joey Lister taking out top honors for the 3-man random draw teams. That footage is available on Candlepin Bowling Network, like all Pro Series coverage as well. YouTube is the best way to watch that. Last string is about 1 box away. We'll be getting started shortly, just so you know. Well, what a thrilling victory that was. And it all started with an extraordinary moment with a thrilling start to the match where there was a 3-way playoff for 2 spots, we thought, until it was determined that it may well have been a bowler making an addition error. We didn't really get to the bottom of that, but it could very well have been that. So I say that to hasten that it's not necessarily the Pro Series organizers' fault. You know, mistakes happen, but I don't think it was necessarily on them that time. But it did produce one of the most dramatic matches between Coachy Brian Allard and Mike Legender that you will ever see. And that is its own standalone video on Candlepin Bowling Network. It was Bob's idea to run with my quote for it: the greatest string of no importance you will see this year. The call has gone out, and all bowlers will now rotate 1 lane to the right. Don't tell me what to do, one quips. 2 p.m. shift bowlers behind me anxiously awaiting their turn. Of course, a great arcade and great food here as well at Alley Cat Lanes in Kingston. That's all hopping and rolling. They're open at 9 a.m. on weekends. So we get Record and Gacharna back. No, I don't need it. I don't really need the numbers, do I? We could see it here. Underway here. I see some of the men rotating around, so we might see Poulin and Southall in just a moment. Record's trying to run down the four horsemen, and she does, sort of on the full to the outside as well. Armour's got the sticks, but no mark. String 3 of 5 now. Ah, I know how I can show that to you all. That's 10. Record spare fill is 5 on that. There's an intelligible number for you, 15 through 1. Never mind, my idea is terrible. Third ball's coming up for each. Or sorry, no, this is a spare fill coming up. Or spare try for Barber. As soon as I get my words right, yeah, that wood behind is just too bad, unfortunately. Had a pretty good go at it, but when the wood is just, when the 3-pin is just against the tip of the wood, it just gets jammed up and just nothing travels right to left as it should. Record's on 22 through 2. Her try now. Got the head pin. It's thin contact, but it mixes, and it is the 2, 5, and 7. Again, though, she's got a log jam as well. There's vertical wood to the left, horizontal wood behind. Let's see. On target, and it did jam up, unfortunately, much to her bemusement. 5 out for Barber on the first ball. Not strictly head-to-head. This is the 5-string qualifier, 3rd of 5 in the Pro Series. Relatively monthly events that take place across multiple bowling centers across New England. Records try at this. This is tricky. Bob Lee says this goes about 20% of the time. I'm not so sure somehow. It just seems so difficult with that extra pin mixed into everything. Four horsemen, he estimates, goes about 1 in 3 times. But of course, he will not accept my anecdotal hearsay as statistical Candlepin Bowling Network analysis. 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 garden variety for Barber. I say facetiously, of course. Gets on the wood. That's not a bad crack at it at all. Look at all those pins fly out. And now just has the 1 to get. Never know, every pin could make a difference. She did well in that last string to go north of 100. That 107. She does pick up that 10. Record's got a good crack at this one. 2, 5, and 8 this is. Her try. That's the guardrail to the left. Unfortunately missed it. Sometimes that end cap can be in trouble, though. Get that ball, it hits the cap. Just doesn't work out. Is Lido Lane still open? You're darn right it is. And we're going to have the Pro Series playoffs there on April 3rd. Or is that a date? I cited that date multiple times. It's April 6th. April 6th. That's a Saturday. That's feasibly on the calendar. Good grief. Barber's got it to go. She spares. Made a complete mess of the score sheet here, and I don't understand how I've managed that. Excuse me. That's it. It's more like it. That's head pin for Blanca, and she's got 9 down and just the 8 pin to go.
Were you looking for a correction? Were you just curious, or were you looking for a correction? That's fair.
Blanca spares. That was a good crack at that. Just the 4 pin standing. Yeah, Pro Series playoffs. Top 24 men, top 8 get a bye in that special knockout round. Those will be 2-string matches as opposed to the 1-string knockout format today in the Pro Series singles KO. Blanca Gouillart leading the pack in the women's division. 4, 6, and 7. Joey Lister leading for the men. 4, 6, and 7. Get that wood to go somehow. And Lewis close on this one as well. One more to get, just the 4 pin. Nine and 10. That's Team Bud Light 2.0 Lori Lewis has on the back of her shirt there. Championship winning. Of course, spare a thought for Evan Riva and Madison Riva, multi-time Mixed Worlds champion. Team Academy Lanes with the title this time around. That's 4-10 for Lewis. Gouillart trying to move this half Worcester about. 4 and 8. Lewis, send that wood, yes. Wood off the wall. Easy as you like, easy game. 29 a ball through 3. Blanca, come on, 4. 9 bucks. Having a very good start to this string, though. Spare 7 and 9 and 9. Very accurate on the head pin, these two. Love to see it. Head pin for Blanca. This is a, yes, it's Ants here. With the 6 pin. Ah, just 2 for Lori. Lewis on 31 through 3. Gouillart, spare. 3 head pins and 4. Lewis needs an out now. Third ball is a grind to some, but can make a big difference. And when you grab those pins, 8 is a heck of a lot better than 2. You never know. 39 through 4. Good to see you all here. So a 2 p.m. shift coming up after this. And then at approximately 4 o'clock, we will have the knockout round on the men's side. And hope that in future years we might be able to involve the women as well in that division with enough turnout. This fill is 4 for Blanca. Unfortunately, the pins are just disagreeing with her ball today. It's just not getting the pin action she's after. And again, she's got the head pin and not gotten the reward she was after. Lewis has the 2, 6, and 10 on the 3rd ball. Good extra stick. It's a 58 half for Blanca with those 2 marks. And an 8. So again, the disappointment of that last fill, but getting those 9 boxes keeps Blanca's strength solid And the current #1 has a 58 half. Probably on pace for her best string of the day. It's peeking around a bit. Alicia Record, Allie Barber, right and left. Barber, a great spare fill of 8 to bring her up to a 51 half. And again, chance for a triple digit. Record needs a third ball. Alley Cat Lanes, Kingston, Massachusetts. This is the third string of 5 of the Pro Series qualifier. This is the playoffs for the women. For the men, the qualifier to determine who will advance to the 24 seed knockout round at approximately 4 p.m. It'll be top pinfalls across both shifts, 12 p.m. and 2 p.m. Record at 58 through 6. And Barber an 8, 59 through 6. Tough 7-10, just didn't work out. Record's got the 1-2-5-8-9. Has that ball where it just digs into the side and unfortunately just flutters through to the other side, and now she basically has to throw a spread eagle ball. That's tough on a bowler, of course. You don't want to throw a bad ball. You want to throw a ball that's, really working. And now you've got to throw basically an intentionally bad ball to bust it up. Half Worcester Barber. So a 9 for Record, and that's 67 through 7. Spare try for Barber. It's a good one. Unfortunately, the head pin just fluttered away on her, even though I thought she threw a pretty good right to left ball, all told. Record, this is a chance of that piece of wood there. Barber put one heck of a bid on that. That's going to be 8 and 67 through 7. That 7-boxer Record brings her up to 74. Barber has the 1, 2, 6, 8, and 10. Got Steve Poulin and Ryan Southall on the lane to my left. We'll see them next as they rotate through. Barber picks it up for a 10-box. Record, last ball in this frame. She gets 8. Taking a peek around. Bowlers are 1 box apart, that's intentional. Steve Poulin's ended up with a 116 in his game. Ryan Southall is on 68 and a ball at the half. Barber's strike, spares, excuse me. Great shot there, 87 and a ball. Apologies, folks, I was looking around for other scores. Record 3-9, not into the 10. She drops on the channel, so that'll be 9. That'll be a trip over to the computer, and the string is 91. 6 for Barber on that spare fill. Allie is at 93 through 9. Trying to leverage that wood somehow. It spins across and gets the 7-pin, and then it just drops off the back of the plate. Goodness. So again, Barber ends up in the triple digits. This time it's 102, I wonder if I'll be allowed to look at the score now. Can I look at the score now, please?
We don't want to see those scores, Greg. We don't want to see them.
Come on, you're doing the triple digits again. Might be doing well in the field, though.
It's tough pin action, though. You might be doing really well, though, I thought. Brittany's going well, too, I think, but still.
Yeah, it's not, that's the high for the league right now. Jesus.
Yeah.
He probably felt way higher than that.
Just chatting with Allie Barber. Yeah, the pin action's tough out there. You got to really power it down to go here. The Kingston is a tough house here. Alley Cat Lanes. It's the third ball for each. Lewis picked up that spare. Good turn to the 10. One-man show here for now, but Kevin Burns and Paul Grant will be joining me later throughout the day. Paul's covering Atlantic Candlepin Single Store action right now, in fact, if you want to check out the Atlantic Candlepin Single Store page and peek in on that match. I won't be offended, I promise. Lewis gets 6. Pro Series coverage here. 2 p.m. shift later, and then a 4 p.m. knockout round. Blanca's second ball was a good one. Lewis has the 1, 8, and 10. And a 10. You know, that was pretty good for Lewis. I thought that wood was going to swirl over and take out that 8. Instead, it's a 9 box. Blanca, good going on 78 through 7. It's the power of the pinning again. She has nothing lower than 9 in her string and now has 2 10 boxes in the past 2. Even with 2 spares and one of them a disappointing fill. It's worked out pretty well. Her second ball, you know, that's pretty good. Took out 6. Didn't get the head pin, of course, so no spare. One more coming up. And Blanca completes her 10 again for an 88 through 8. Lewis 10, 82 through 8. A couple triple digits here. I mentioned Brittany was doing well, though she has got an 83 in this last one. Sherelle Nealon's actually on 75 through 8, so no sooner than she steps away from our lane, she goes off. They're on lane 7 right now. Blanca again washing out a lot off the head stick. 1-2. 4 horsemen and an 8 pin for Lewis. Blanca outside got it. And again, all those 10 boxes and 9s are going to come to fruition if she can get good count on this spare. One, 2 for Lewis. Break back, it won't. 8 box. Still 90, does not need a mark for 100. Good to have you all here. Candlepin Bowling Network streaming live to Facebook and YouTube today. This 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. for the knockout round. Blanca's got good count this time. Pity the head pin didn't drive through as well. I think it must just be the ball. We all know the ball weighs less than the 2.5-pound pins. That is that old chestnut, but I think that's really proving true here. Beautiful white pearly pins, but that tends to mean they're more stubborn and more like a candle pin, if you will, just as stubborn as you like. 10 box for Blanca, and that is 115 for her string. 8 for Lewis, 98. And now we see why Blanca is number 1 right now. And you know, the interesting thing, I don't see Sonia Johnson in the, no, Sonia Johnson might be later, excuse me. We still have the 2 p.m. shift to go. We'll keep an eye on these scores. But we'll be checking in on the men's division now. Steve Poulin and Ryan Southall rotate through into lane 5. Fourth string of 5 will be coming up in just a moment. Looks like all the strings are concluded, so it looks like the all move signal will be coming in a matter of moments. We'll see. Key that in. Allie Barber and Lewis. Yeah. You got it, Ryan. Fourth string is underway now. Barber and Lewis. And then for the men's division, Steve Poulin and Ryan Southall rotating through. So we've seen all the women in the 12 p.m. shift by now. 2 p.m. shift still to come. Here's 5. Here's Poulin. Wearing a Team TBD shirt out of Maine and showing how Maine does it with a strike. I'm not as familiar with Steve as I am with other bowlers right now, so I might have to interview him in just a moment. I see he's out of New Hampshire, excuse me. Relatively far up north, 9 box. Now Allie again. Back-to-back triple-digit strings. She insists to me, oh, come on, I'm only barely getting there. I'm barely getting there. I wish I had 300. Still doing pretty well in the field, all told. Oh. I'll check on the scores in a moment. We'll probably most likely have the full update. That's a spare off the high wood. That's gone. Allie doing very well right now, 19 and a ball. She insists, oh, I'm just barely holding on. Hogwash. Pro Series organizer and bowler doing quite well for herself right now. Poulin needs another ball on this strike. Barber, and there's the 9 fill. That's just reward for that. I tell you what, 28 through 2. Poulin. And Pitt into the pocket there. And that gets away, unfortunately, so a spare missed for Barber. Steve Poulin, 5-7 out, and Allie will get a 9 box. We'll leave that 10 pin be. So 7 fill and 9 box for Poulin. 26 for the pair. And I've frozen my camera. Of course I have. Lovely. Let's just fix that. Doo-doo-doo. That's better. At least I'm getting adept at noticing that. Barber takes out 3. And Poulin 4 out. 3 out, excuse me. So used to seeing the 4-pin cluster there, but this time the 7-pin stuck around. Good sticks for Allie again. She's got the out on the second ball. Poulin far from. He's still got the 1, 6, 7, 8, 10. That's a tough one to pin. That gosh darn 10 pin still foiling Allie, but it's 46 to 4. Steve did well to get the 1-3, but the pin action didn't behave for him, and he'll end up with 7, 33 through 3. So that 5-7 leave conversion for Allie Barber, carrying her through right now. Not strictly head-to-head, full field competition right here. 10 lanes in use in this first shift, 2 p.m. shift later. Alley Cat Lanes, Kingston, Massachusetts. My name is Greg Gouillart for Candlepin Bowling Network. One 7 pin actually went out of that wood hit. Steve Poulin waiting for the wood retrieval. Tim Douglas, of course, a house regular here at Kingston, Massachusetts, his home house. Alley Cat Lanes. And well pinned out for Steve, that's 9. Poulin carves into the head pin this time. Whoa, baby. 9 and a nice juicy plank there. Right back to his hammer-ish ways like he had in the first frame. At that plank at the 5, easy as you like. It's a spare and a 52 and a ball half. Barber had an 8-box 54 at the half. Brings up Lori Lewis on lane 6 and Ryan Southall on lane 5. Lewis takes out 6 in the first ball. You see all the pins standing, and Ryan Southall, you see none of the pins standing. Strike. Lewis's try, not bad. Ooh, 10 pin. What just went to the left of it? Interestingly, the pair of them on lane 5 have both got a strike to begin. That'll be 9 for Lewis to begin. And look at that. Ryan Southall gets another strike. I couldn't believe my eyes. Was it an instant replay? No, it isn't. Southall with the perfect pair of boxes to begin. 5-string qualifier. How big will that moment be? He's looking skyward. He knows. First Lewis. Southall. Oh, he yanked it to his left in the excitement, unfortunately. The fill is 1. And a spare. Lewis rebounds nicely. Gets to go. Unfortunately, the strike fill is 3 for Southall, so an opportunity by the wayside. Still good pinning going. Get these 6 on 3. It's still a profit. It's 8. He'll be disappointed with himself, but 42 through 3 is nothing to sneeze at, if maybe a bit down to earth. Lewis's spare fill. Didn't get it all the way over to the left, but it's going to topple anyway. The headpin was not hit first, but thank you very much. With the power and the angle, Lewis gets it done. And Ryan's looking like, why couldn't I have gotten that fill? Now, how about a double? Had the pin action working, I tell you what. Southall, big hit, 7. I would have had the camera higher. I know Ryan's a tall guy, but there's a lantern up there. I can't. Gone for Lewis. Tack a spare on. And another 20 box for Lori Lewis. down 10. Southall at 52 through 4. Trying to peek and see if I have some score sheets here. Steve's at 345 already. I don't have good access. I'm trying to peer over some shoulders here for y'all. Lewis Phillips up to 62 through 4. Alls came back on it again. Southall can't believe the 7-pin of all pins was the one that stayed put. The 410 went. Lewis grabs 9. It's a 71 half. Southall's 10 for a 62 half. Now Steve Poulin again, 52 and a ball. Allie Barber. 4, 6, 7, 9, 10. Greek Church with wood. Poulin spare fill. Right through the head pin. It was a laser straight. Got 7 out of it with a nice splash. About the best Allie could do there. So 3, 6, 7 for Steve. His try. Outside. Wood came across. Yes! Wall shot was a beauty for Steve Poulin. Back-to-back marks. Barber pins it out perfectly. The planks were there and she was accurate, and it's 64 through 6. Her try, oh, right down the middle. And the 9-pin as well, spread eagle plus. Poulin, 6-10, so it's 76 through 6 now. I can see why he's racking up the scores he is. Barber, I tell you what, that's not a bad crack at it. Went for the side with 4 pins, in fact. That's against conventional wisdom, but how well-founded is it? Spare again for Poulin, 3 in a row. We'll just leave it up there. Barber, oh, that's got away, though, so that'll be 7. Only the first real unfortunate box she's had. Otherwise, it's been pretty good. Crowd growing here. Of course, we'll have more 2 p.m. action in just a moment. And then Paul Grants and Kevin Burns will join me alongside for knockout coverage later. I tell you what, now Barber's got a worse spread eagle. Now it's 2 pins down. What in the world does she have to do? Well, not to show her up, but Poulin with an answer to that question, I suppose. 9 pins. Not that we have any more of an explanation. Poulin's trying. Plank is there. He's got it. Drives it through. 105 and a ball through 8. Nine out for Allie. Allie's got a good mix going again here, or this time rather, I should say. I remember from past balls, Steve Poulin, when the dust settles, strike on spare. He is raking at the moment. 125 and 2. Allie gets away, so 9. '89 through 9. Poulin with a strike in the first, and then mark boxes 5 through 9, all with marks, capped off with that strike in 9. Farmer can't get the time of day. Poulin just missed the head pin this time. They're still splashing for him. 1, 7, 9, and 10, and I'm The wood's covering 9 and 10. The wood behind the head pin might be covering 1 and 7. I think he's got play at this one. Barber struggling with that split there. Poulin missed the head pin a second time around this time, so it will not work out. Barber 9 bucks, Ali Barber 98. That should be 397 if my count's correct. And there it is, a 10 box for Steve Poulin. After an 8 fill, a 10 box, 143.
Magnificent.
Now Lori Lewis. 1-3. Sorry, folks, I was fussing with technology there. A 10 box for Lewis and a 9 box for Southall. And Southall with that big double earlier. Couldn't load it up, but has the momentum going for this back half. 4th string of 5 from Alley Cat Lanes in Kingston, Massachusetts. The Pro Series singles knockout. This has a chance, 1, 3, and 10 for Southall. Lewis looking to find the range. Well, she had that time, excuse me. .110 doesn't take, off target. Lori has a 9. And Southall a 9. Separate men's and women's divisions all in play here. For the women, this is their playoffs. Can Blanca Gacharna hold on to first place? Sonia Johnson should be in the 2 p.m. shift. We'll see her later, and we'll see if all of that holds. We'll get score updates. They usually tend to come out of the printer after the fact, so we'll report it as soon as we have it. Southall runs it down. That's a spare. Back on track. Lewis, not bad at that. Pinned well every step of the way, even though it turns into 8. That's the problem with splits. Just have to be pin perfect with every ball to get as many as you can down. Lewis, that looks good going down. I tell you what, Anwood was threatening to roll into the 3, but it will not. Southall, crossovers leave Kings, except the wood is rolling into it. He's got 9 on this one and a chance for another. Lewis has tried. Got on the outside of it. It will not roll back. Southall, yes. Back to back, 19 and another. Fourth string of 5 in this 5-string qualifier 10 a.m. shift. 12 p.m. shift is later. They'll be compared against this. And top 24 men will advance to the knockout round. For the women, we will know our champion. Southall gets 7 on that spare. Apologies for not smudging it. Lewis, oh, just outside of it. The wood was not favorable to her, so she couldn't play that. She had to go straight at it on the outside. Southall gets foiled by the wood. It just all deflected away. 1-3 was perfectly placed. Lori's second crack. She'll try the wood this time. Oh, high on it was going, unfortunately, but it is 10, and that's a 117. Southall's 10 brings him up to 126 with that double strike and double spare, in a manner of speaking. Now you see the strings there. Steve Poulin, 143. Taking a look here at some things. Bear with me, folks. What was I trying to find? Never mind. Oh, 5 of 5. It's coming on up. 2 boxes to go for a few of the bowlers, in fact. Check, check, 1, 2. There we go. Alongside me right now is check. Oh, hold on a second. Yep, there we go. Alongside me right now is Steve Poulin. Steve, so tell me about your Pro Series experience. So your first time in this event, I believe, but have you done many of the Pro Series events before?
Not for a few years. Kids are now in lots of sports, so I get very few weekends off. So I was glad to be back.
Great to have you as well. Just making sure the mic levels are up, sorry.
Yeah, good.
So you're rolled with, tell me where your home house is, just the leagues you're doing there?
Yeah, Portsmouth, New Hampshire, Bowlerama. I bowl Tuesdays with the family, Wednesdays is the men's league. My kids bowl Saturday mornings. So yeah, we're there quite a bit.
And Team TBD, that's the mixed rules team, remind me you bowled with?
That's the world's team.
That's the world's team itself.
Team with Scotty. Yep.
Scotty and Mark Smith on that team as well.
He is. Yep, we're looking forward to having him this year.
Fantastic. And how's the feeling right now? Looks like you're out on a good series right now.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a good game. Hopefully I get another right now.
Good luck with the final string, Steve.
Thank you.
Steve Poulin. Hopefully that was an audible interview there. I think that all came through. Fantastic. One-man show right near. I'm Greg Gouillart, Candlepin Bowling Network. And we'll have that 5th and final string of this qualifier. And then what we'll probably do is we'll stop the broadcast momentarily while the 2 p.m. bowlers warm up, and then we'll be right back here on Candlepin Bowling Network. Best way to get notified, stay tuned by liking and following on Facebook and subscribing on YouTube so that you're always in the know about our future Candlepin content. Looking around the field right now, I think a few bowlers are still ending up on a couple of boxes down here, so. I'm just also going to check this level here and make sure that this microphone is audible. But it should be good. Alley Cat Lanes in Kingston, Massachusetts. Top 24 men will advance to the knockout round in just a moment. Top 8 get a first round bye. In a moment, we should have Nick Zuffalato and Keith Beaupre. go. I think I got the level set on this one. Okay. So we'll have Steve Poulin and Ryan Southall next, and then, indeed, Nick Zuffalato, Pro Series organizer, and Keith Beaupre, currently running. He is. Oh, for heaven's sake, why is the file gone away from me? Let's see here. There we go. Keith Beaupre currently on the wrong side of the playoff picture, but with a good finish here, definitely in range. Also on the outside looking in, Josh Daly, Mike McIntosh, Ryan Southall here. He's looking for a good finish, and we saw a good performance out of there. Would have wanted some more sticks on those double strikes, but still. And here we go with string number 5. I'll clear the scoreboard and let's get going. Okay. We have right now, switched microphones. Steve Poulin back up. And it'll be Keith Beaupre first, I believe you'll find. Never seen Keith Beaupre's delivery. It is something to behold. He's even taken a little bit off it in recent times. Trying to improve the accuracy as well. It's a bowler that, in Paul Grant's opinion, can be the best bowler if he wants to be. He's got that power to it. And he darn near had that mark. Poulin got the 10. Beaupre a 9. Fifth string of 5, last string of this qualifying shift, and then the ooh o'clock shift coming up in just a moment on Candlepin Bowling Network. Good to have you all here on Facebook and YouTube. Poulin with the 1, 2, and 4 for the Bolorama bowler. Beaupre from Massachusetts, 2, 4, 6, and 10. And a spare for Poulin, runs it down. Off to another good start here. Beaupre into the 4 pin, so he'll need to pin this out. 2, 6, and 10. Wearing a World's Team shirt for Bowl-A-Rama Sanford, where we had a previous Pro Series event as well. Tim Douglas won the singles elimination in that one. Single elimination, of course, referring to a format where half the field is cut rather than a direct knockout bracket. Poulin's got the 10 pin remaining. Beaupre has a chance, 1, 2, and 10. Poulin after that 9 fill. Ooh, just missed it. 10 pin aboard to the right. So 29 for the pair. And a spare. Beaupre runs it down. Steve Poulin with a 9. Not everyone here is a member of the Pro Series, of course, and all the Pro Series events are open to anybody who can pay the money, and of course, but Pro Series members do have priority in case the event fills up. But there's cash to be won as well. A little nice extra benefit to your bank account if you come out on top, both in terms of pinfall and in terms of the result. Beaupre close. Oop. And that's a 9 count for Beaupre on that spare. Keith Beaupre 35 through 3. Steve Poulin spare 4, 7, 10. Making Bowl-O-Rama in Portsmouth proud. And Beaupre picks this 10 pin up. And he spares 45 through 4. Seemed quite pleased with it. Where are you all watching from? Let us know in the comments. Thank you very much for your watching either way. And Steve Poulin, did you see that? Were you watching that? Strike on spare. 68-2 at the half. Beaupre hammers this one, except the 5-pin stayed put. He's got 19 on another. Just as soon as he dials in, I tell you, the pins just explode for him. Beaupre spares. So he sits down on 64 and a ball at the half. Not strictly head-to-head, of course. We're considering the whole field and both shifts. Now, Ryan Southall. Wipes out 5. Nick Zuffalato, captain of Team Metro Bowl, as you see from the Friday Night Pro League shirt he's got. Freshie, they call him. He'll be a freshman forever. His ball curled away a bit. Got the 7-10 with annoying wood. Southall just hits the cap. He's a little annoyed. Sure, he didn't get the head pin, but he thought he would have gotten something for that. Freshie, I tell you what, he got the ricochet off the wall. He's wondering where the 10-pin was in that equation. 8 bucks for Ryan Southall. Start him off. Bulls are Team Riverwalk Lanes in the Friday Night Pro League. The front wood was the one for Zuffalato. He's got 10 to begin. It wasn't there on the second ball, to be fair. It ricocheted out. Southall 6, 7, 10. And he's got annoying wood on the right-hand side to try and negotiate this with. Freshie hits the head pin too full, spread eagle. Wood didn't cooperate for Southall. Friday Night Pro League, a dozen teams every Friday night in action. We're about 2/3 of the way down in the season, and that, you know, bowling season is starting to wind down as the clocks change and spring starts coming around. We'll have playoffs of Pro Series soon as well. For the women, we're here. $8 for Zuffalato, $9 for Southall. And Ryan gets a head pin and the 4-7-10 looking back. Zuffalato got it, strike. Really turns the ball over out of his hand, and he digs into his 1-3 pocket. Third ball. Southall 9, 26-3. Alley Cat Lanes, Kingston, Massachusetts. My name is Greg Gouillart. You are watching live on Candlepin Bowling Network, or perhaps on demand. Lots of great videos, over 1,000 of them, on our YouTube channel. So like and follow on Facebook or subscribe on YouTube so that you're always in the know about our latest bowling content. Southall, look at that hit. 9 down, 1 to go. That's the 6 pin. Zuffalato still filling this strike. He hits the curtain and gets a 3 fill. Freshie has that towel at the back of the approach he steps on. That's how he gets his place. Takes a few steps forward to really find his place on the lane. Southall did not pick up his single. And that's exactly the ball Zuffalato wanted, but for the 8-pin not toppling, of course. He still turns a profit with a 3 fill and an 8 box. Southall sticks to the 9 he got on the first ball, and it's 35-4. Take the strike smudge away. Everything's correct as you see here. Last string of this qualifier. We'll try and get some results around the field as best we can. Southall. It's the 1 and the 10. It's the wood's all diagonal. I apologize for the image quality. It's not perfect there. It's too many pieces, I guess, for Southall. Foiled again for the bowler out of Riverwalk Lanes in Amesbury. Fresh, he's got the 6-7. Probably going to leverage this wood. Goes low on it, trying to helicopter it over. Got the pin. And a visible eye roll. 9 box for Southall. His half is 44. And Nick will sit down with a 9 box. He's got a 48 half. Back up to the top 2. Keith Beaupre and Steve Poulin showing us how at the current moment. Steve Poulin with a 2-4, 7, and 10. Still filling the strike. Beaupre spare fill. Missed the head pin, but it's going to mix. 6 out. That's pretty good. Anecdotally, I'm hearing Beaupre 460 through 4. We'll see. That'll be a 115 average. If so, not bad. Will it be enough? Poulin's strike fill is 7, and the box is 9. Picks up that baby split to get just those 2 extra sticks. 84 through 6. Beaupre's third. Collects the sticks for 10. After a 3-mark spare streak. Steve Poulin with the 4 horseman right and the 8 pin. Keith Beaupre, 3-1 split. 3, 6, 7, 10. Beaupre at 462 through 4. Poulin missed that 3rd ball, unfortunately, so it'll be a 6 box. And a 50, 50 through 6. Beaupre a 9, 89 through 7. That's better. Beaupre carves in, 7-10. Split chance. Because the wood is available. Taking a look. There's a couple flat pieces. He's going to go for the lower pieces there. Ball is caroming this way and that. It's actually going to return on the left channel manually. An 8 for Poulin. 98 through 8, slowing down a little smidge. There's a 10. Beaupre picking up the remaining pin. Freshly making sure he doesn't set off the foot foul laser on his way back. They are armed and ready today. Don't want to set off the buzzer. Spread eagle for Beaupre. His 3rd straight split. That's one way to get him annoyed in a hurry, like anyone. Three, 9, 10. Beaupre, you know, that wasn't bad. He got the wall carom and everything. I got a rise out of Kevin Burns next door. He's chatting with his Keith's fiance, Bev, about that one. Poulin spinning well. He's got a 9 box, working out of that split decently. Beaupre will stick with a 9. after grabbing 2 out of 3 on the third ball. A good out. Steve's last box, 1-3-7-10. And he's right through the middle. It's good to see Keith smile, I tell you what. Not bad. And he clobbered the back pin as well, so he actually got that cluster 4 and the 8 pin as well. Boolin's last shot delivers one more stick, and he ends up with a 116, so again, another solid string, and I expect we'll see him later in the top 24 knockout. Beaupre's 8-116, I think puts him in fairly good contention. Trying to think back. When it came to the random draw men's teams, the cut there was 574, so about a 115 average. We'll see if it holds true. House conditions and bowling fields vary. 578 for Keith Beaupre. So that would be north of that cut if indeed the trend holds. Southall put a pretty good bid on that. Actually bearing down. Got a couple of pieces of wood. He's got it. We're worried about the extra pieces of wood possibly foiling the shot. It did not. 10 box for Southall, his best of the string. Last shift of this 12 o'clock shift, and if the camera fails, then there's not much well, yes there is. 1 second. That's better. Now let's watch some bowling. Freshie's got the 6-pin cluster actually. The 5-pin is hiding. Three out on the second ball. Southall trying to work out. Does so well, that's 10. It's getting better and better for Ryan, I tell you. Let's see if the trend holds. Serious? Okay. I see what I'm doing wrong, folks. Sorry. One more time. Let's get this fixed. That's better. 4-7. Freshie's got the head pin, 5, 9, and 10. Wood sits behind Southall. Oh, Wood robbed him. He's wondering, how do you play that? You play it because the ball deflected away. This is 5, 9, and 10 for Zuffalato. Freshie, high Wood, yes. Thrilled with that outcome. Southall a 9 out of that after that pesky piece of wood stopped him from getting another mark. Still within a mark's distance of going triple digits. Southall. 1, 3, 6, 7, 10. 1, 2, 6, 7, 10. Nick, 2, 5, and 7 for a 7 fill. Southall runs it down. They all clattered as one. Zuffalato got it. 3 straight. Freshie's trying to gain steam late in this final string of the qualifier. Just a few more boxes to go. Bowlers are 1 box different. That's intentional. 7 fill for Southall. Freshie almost has his feet aimed slightly to the right when he points them on the lane. Phil is high, it's 9. 100 through 8. Not sure what's going on here. Oh, I see the problem. 74. I was missing. They were not a box different. I was wrong. Ryan Southall ends up with a 9 box. And this is correct. The fill is 7 on that final spare for Zuffalata. 127. 98. So 4 marks in the last 5 for Freshie. 6 fill, 797. And don't forget that strike fill, albeit with a 3 fill earlier, for that 127. So I won't rush the broadcast off, but we will end it soon in preparation. Taking a look around. And we will actually end this broadcast here. So, folks, Candlepin Bowling Network will be right back with the 2 p.m. shift in just a moment here on Facebook and YouTube. Please like and follow on Facebook and subscribe on YouTube so that you're in the know. And until then, so long for now.